Hello, everybody. We are the Geeks and Degenerates, and since we talked about the Sandman, we can talk about other magic comic book things. Starting with, honestly, I thought it wasn't bad at first. Now I forget chunks of it now. Constantine.
Wait, you did? In my opinion, I liked it.
Really now.
Yeah. Wait, you didn't like Constantine? Okay, look, I'll give it this. It is far from what it was in the comics. Like, Constantine's supposed to be British and blonde,
Yeah.
while we have an American-speaking, dark-haired, wears all black
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah.
But, like, I kind of liked it. They kind of still stuck with the same themes until they got to the last arc. I will agree, I did not like the last arc as much as I did the first and middle half.
Yeah.
Because you gotta give it credit. Early 2000s kind of movie, superhero movie at that,
Yeah.
compared to the rest, like Blade or, sure, say what you will. Blade's funny. But really, the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk,
Yeah, just Hulk.
yeah, just Hulk. You got those movies, and then you get this one where it's a little bit more grounded, it's a little bit more serious. It's very far from the source material. You could have it. You could make it have like a completely different name, and we would not notice that this is a John Constantine movie.
Yeah, my complaint is not. Nowadays, well, since I'm older, I don't complain about comic book accuracy. Like, I'm just here for a good time, and for me at least, unfortunately, I didn't have a good time. I just was bored half the time. But I do give, kudos to them for tackling a character that's not really known back then, as well as he is now with the popular zeitgeist, thanks to the show and the CW. Say what you will about the CW stuff, but they gave such a big spotlight to him.
That was the only good CW show.
Yeah.
Gotham, sure, say what you will, but Constantine was tippy top, and they canceled it.
But yeah, let's get on with the story. We first get introduced to Constantine, and we can tell, this is a different comic book movie because it starts with an exorcism. Why not? It's weird though
Yeah.
because the flag is Filipino, but they're speaking Chinese. You're like,
No, there. Okay, yeah, there were a couple of Chinese
yeah,
voices I heard from, in the room.
yeah,
But I did hear the demon. The demon was the only thing that spoke Tagalog.
okay,
Yeah, papatayin namin siya, which means we're gonna kill her.
yeah.
And as soon as the mom came in and the rest of,
Hmm.
I'm guessing it's a very diversified
Yeah.
apartment building.
Yeah. And at first, one of the solutions is to punch the demon. That doesn't work. Then he uses a mirror, and then he pushes it out the window with the demon into the cab with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, as his apprentice. I don't know if John Constantine does have an apprentice. I am not sure. No. Okay.
I've only read a couple of Hellblazer comics, so I haven't seen it. So I wouldn't be the firm author of whether he has or not.
Okay. But you gotta give it this. Besides the golden shotgun that he gets in the final act, his methods is very John Constantine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very odd, very weird ritual. Like, how does he know what to do? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. He never explains what he's doing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it makes sense and it works.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about John Constantine. Like, he makes a portal by snapping a cigarette in half, and then he does an incantation. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Huh?
Though another complaint is like I wish he used more spells. Like that's what he does in the comics, and here he just used his fist and his shotgun and the demonic symbol. I'm like,
Okay,
alright.
no, the demonic symbol thing was cool, where he does this.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but like
Yeah.
the rest, I'm like, he's just using his fist. I kind of want to see magic, and a magic-oriented character. That's what came to see. I don't watch Doctor Strange already beat up his mangled hands further by punching the demons.
True. Yeah, I kind of wanted John Constantine to focus more on magic.
Yeah.
It was a slow burn. Like, you see his connections, where he gets his things, who are priests that he's friends with. who also does the same profession. I'd like seeing those.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, he's a very small, tight knit kind of person. He doesn't have a lot of friends, but when he does, they're kind of the right people for his work.
Yeah.
Kind of person. I like that. I like this theme of John Constantine. I don't know why they didn't just stick to the real, blonde hair British. It would have worked so well.
Well, since it's Keanu Reeves, thank God they don't ask him to do a British accent in this one, eh?
Bram Stoker's Dracula wasn't his best.
Yeah. But we really get into the meat of the story with Isabel, she has a twin sister named Angela.
Both played by Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, by Rachel Weisz.
Weisz.
But Isabel is haunted by demons and she kills herself, and Angela's convinced that she didn't do it herself. She's a devout Catholic, and she wonders like she knows she's gonna go straight to hell. Why did you do
suicide?
Yeah, why did you do that? Yeah. Same time, Constantine is trying to buy his way into heaven, and he meets with. First, he goes to the doctor, and he finds out he has lung cancer, and then he goes into Gabriel saying like, "Haven't I done enough?" And Gabriel's like, "You can't buy your way into heaven because of the life you lived, because of the lives you took. You fuck."
Right. I still do love Constantine being an unapologetic bastard.
Yeah.
Like he has no filter. This is John Constantine with before he joined the Justice League. Man had no filter.
Yeah.
Man said fuck you to everybody, even to the big guy upstairs.
Justice League. Oh right. He has his own Justice League. Right.
Yeah. Justice League Dark.
Yeah. And Gabriel is played by Tilda Swinton in her first comic book role, I assume. I don't know if she did anything before or after that was comic book as until Doctor Strange show. Not too sure about that, but he meets up with Angela and he is an asshole at first, and then he goes to Papa Midnight, played by Jermon Hansu, and it's like, what's up with the demon and angel worlds? And that's where he meets the other demon, Balthazar,
which is the weirdest fucking introduction ever, where he's like, fresh meat, finger licking good. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I get it, you're a demon, but like, shit, you're overselling it. Props to the guy who played Balthazar, but I didn't like this. I didn't like this character at all.
Yeah. And as for Constantine himself, like, I find him kind of bland. Like, I find him one-dimensional. There's not much to him aside from the broodingness.
He's very broody. Like, our Constantine, the one that we know from the comics, is very witty. He's very wisecrack. He's a very big fuck you kind of person, but he also makes jokes.
Yeah.
Here, he doesn't do that.
That's why I feel like, for me at least, it's a bad movie at least, because you don't really understand the character. There's like, oh, he deals with dark magic. He must be dark and brooding. That's about it. There's no charisma, not like the other guy. His name escapes me, but the guy Constantine now, he holds such charisma. Even Jenna Coleman in The Sandman, you're like, I like these Constantines more than the 2005 version. Yeah. And with Rachel Weisz, even, I'm like, she's kind of one-dimensional, and that's about it. She's like, I need to find time to my sister. Not much other dimension. I don't really buy the chemistry. And he's such an asshole to her. Because she's like, she could have killed herself. She's a devout character. And like, yeah. Otherwise, she would have been gone straight to hell. She'd been ripped to pieces.
I mean, at the start, he was just like, oh, a person who was in a psychiatric ward commits suicide. What a shocker. I'm like, whoa. She's like, I was hoping you would point me in the right direction. Out. Wow, okay. I guess there's zero likability to this one, this Constantine. Yeah. I do like how they approached him, though. Like, yeah, say what you will, like, there was not a lot of magic, but when he does use magic, it's very, like, mystique and odd. Like, he has this, like, paper thing that he wraps around his hand when Rachel Weisz was being chased by the demons, and
Yeah,
he lights it up with a lighter. I was like, that's cool. That's a spell.
that's a cool shot, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
and he has like this noisy cricket from I forgot what location, but anyway.
His Q from James Bond, discount Q, gives it to him, I think.
It's Spazzy likes Bugs Q.
Yeah, but slowly his companions also get killed, and he tells Angela, like, look, there's a deal with God and the devil that you can't really physically make people do things. You can be like, hey, that guy talks shit about you. You want to do something about that?
Right, yeah. And I do like the scene where he goes to hell. Where, like, I don't get the spell. Again, that's what I like about Constantine, is that he does things.
Yeah.
And you're like, is that really the ritual? Like, yes.
Yeah, like he grabs a kitty cat and puts
his feet in water and looks at the cat's face, and he's like, I hate this part.
I thought he was going to rip it apart. I'm like, no, kitty.
I really thought he was going to snap the neck of the cat. I was like, Nah. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's a way to get into hell as long as you have a creature or a thing that connects the two worlds.
Yeah.
And cats are known to be, I guess,
in between worlds, I guess. Though I feel like they really held back on hell because he's like, your sister's being ripped apart, and you see her, you're like, she looks fine. Yeah. Like the demons are really leaving her alone. They're like, oh, poor soul. She's had enough.
Yeah. They're like, she's like, she starts at Tuesday.
Yeah.
She just got here.
Yeah. Like, again, it feels like it's holding back, and like other depictions of hell, even the Sandman stuff. You're like, that's unique. That's interesting to say the very least. We forgot to mention, like, in our Sandman video, there are people within trees. Like, oh man, that is hell. If you were in a tree forever, that would be suffering forever. But here, like, Isabel's just fine for someone who did a mortal sin.
Yeah, well, I guess they didn't want to show too much of like R-rated stuff since it is a 2005 movie.
That's true, but at the same time, you did have V for Vendetta, which is also DC, and Vertigo.
Yeah, but V for Vendetta didn't really show shit like what Sandman showed.
That is true. But yeah, if you're gonna do, such a not mainstream hero that's known for confronting angels and demons and dealing with the occult, I say you have to either go to the Guillermo del Toro route or, R-rated.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so. Like, be very graphic about it, of course. Stay within the rules like how Guillermo del Toro does it, but like... Or go R-rated.
Yeah.
For sure, like, comic book movies at the time were very, like, oh, we're trying to find our place in this world.
That is true.
So, I gotta give it to them. They did an okay job at representing Constantine here.
Yeah. He does get the medical bracelet, which, for something that doesn't tell, looks fine. He's like, this is proof that, unfortunately, your sister is in hell.
Yeah, and he's all burnt up and shit. I'm like, that's cool.
And then I forgot why she wants to go into the bathtub. But she wants to have a near-death experience so she can, I guess, see for herself the truth, and she does, and for some reason the tub explodes. You're like, why?
He's psychic.
Yeah, speaking of psychic, she does realize, like, oh shit, Balbazar was in Q's headquarters because early on Q was killed by Balbazar, where flies just came out of him, I guess.
Yeah. And he's known to like insects, so it's very ironic.
Forgot to mention the reason Balbazar is in his lair because he was telling they found a clue in Isabel's. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the movie. Isabel's hospital room where it says Corinthians something something, and then Constantine's like, that's the devil's Bible, and she's like, the hell has a
Bible.
Has
a Bible?
Yeah.
And I was like, alright. Who knows? It might be in the comics. We don't know. I haven't fully delved in deep in the Constantine lore, but I love it.
Yeah.
We also get that one scene where their friend, the fat priest guy, drinks himself to death.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
alcohol poisoning is not cool, but like
but he
him
thought
showing like,
it
yeah,
was he thought he wasn't drinking anything. He's like, why can't I feel anything? And then within
right,
a minute he dies of alcohol poisoning.
yeah, because to the outside world he was pretty much drowning himself in it. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah. And then since they figure out it's Balbazar, Constantine uses the grenade launcher to burst in his office, and they get a clue like,
it's a shotgun.
yeah, so yeah, shotgun. Where early on Q's like, oh shit, they're gonna use the spear of Christ. That's what I also forgot to mention. Like early on in the movie, we keep seeing this guy with the spear of Christ, but you're like, what do you have to do with it? Uh, but Balbazar clues him in like, hey, it's used to bring on Manon. Is that the demon's
Uh,
name?
no, Mammon,
Mammon. The
like the bread.
yeah. The son of Satan to come in this world, like using the thing that killed Christ. You're like, that's interesting. Um, and then he gets summoned to heaven, which is I guess a worse fate, because God's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Right. I
Uh,
guess for a demon, it's kind of like horrible to be in heaven. I don't know,
if you're a
but
pre-existing demon, maybe.
I guess. But I don't like it that he uses a gun. I know executives probably been like, what if there's a huge shootout in a hospital? And I'm like, no, that's not Constantine.
Yeah,
He makes spells and plans and like
yeah,
I would love to have seen John Constantine like full on use everything in his arsenal and just dispatch his demons his way. But nah, he made them make a cross gun with gold bullets
yeah.
with holy water. I guess it was cool because it was like, oh, he becomes John Wick in the future.
And then Angela gets kidnapped by one of the demons, and he has to go back to Papa Midnight to find out where exactly the Spear of Christ is, and they find out the guy was in the same hospital where Isabel died.
I like it that John Constantine kills himself multiple times just to have like a near-death experience to know where things are.
Yeah.
I like that concept where he's on the electric chair, his feet are wet.
Yeah.
And that's how you usually kill people. And then they zap him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they bring him back out. I'm like, that's nice. And he finds out that all the demons and angels are in this one hospital.
Yeah, I think just demons because they're affected by the holy water. I don't think angels are really affected by holy water that
Oh,
badly.
good point.
Yeah. But yeah, he goes to the hospital and he, I guess, by placing the crucifix in the water, it's only holy water. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe the essence.
Priest.
Maybe the essence transferred itself. I don't know, man.
I mean, it was kind of cool where he's like, hey, anybody who want to leave, you could leave. But if you don't, I'm going to exercise your ass. And he lights up the
This scene
sprinklers.
would have been cool if Blade didn't come first. With the whole blood
Yeah.
party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I've seen a more charismatic character in a better movie do this thing, and it's called Blade.
Okay. In my opinion, I kind of like this one a little bit more. 'Cause
Really?
It's clean. Because I get to see what's going on. It's not so comedic. Because Constantine, when he fights, it's not supposed to be comedic. I kind of like it. I like it more than Blade.
Alright.
But is this my Constantine? No. Which brings it down a peg. Because John Constantine doesn't use guns.
Yeah.
Holy guns. Or when he does, it's for ritual or some shit. I don't know.
Kills all the demons and isn't time to see that Angela is possessed, and he and
By a loaf of
Shia
bread.
yeah, go figure. Shia LaBeouf have to exorcise the demon, and they think they're in the clear, but the demon kills Shia. You're like, wow, not the one-dimensional character.
Not that guy. What was his name? Kept repeating it, but I keep forgetting it.
Yeah. And then you find out that Gabriel was behind it, and in concept, the reason for it, I'm sorry, Ah, the reason
You really don't like this movie, huh?
I don't. Well, I'm just in higher spirits because I just graduated college, so I'm a bit more. Yeah,
Oh yeah, congratulations to our boy. Leave it down in the comments below.
yeah. Thank you. But yeah, it's like the concept was like an angel being mad that God keeps forgiving whoever just as long as they repent. It's interesting. You're like, I get that. But like, it's such a. It goes on so fast. You're like, why are you mad again? Right. You don't really go into it that much.
You know, just Swinton as Gabriel works for me. Like, it's like a very odd, like, is it a guy or a girl kind of thing. And then she plays this character so well that I was like, I want to know more, but you don't give me
More.
enough Gabriel.
Yeah.
You keep showing me John Constantine taking out these other guys. By the way, he does dispatch of Balthazar.
Yeah.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
Which is cool because he had like the brass knuckles with the crosses on it. I was like,
Yeah.
I like that scene.
That is cool. Like, I just don't know why Warner Brothers run like he uses magic. He doesn't use weapons. Or DC wasn't like putting their foot down. Like, he uses magic. Why are you giving brass knuckles and a shotgun with a cross?
Was it cool? He was in the Matrix. There were guns in the Matrix.
I guess, but Gabriel knocks Constantine back into the other room, and he has to kill himself essentially to summon Satan, who he's like.
And yeah, and he pretty much made some bone too.
Yeah.
like he told on Satan. Sorry, on
Lucifer.
Mammon.
Yeah. I'm surprised Lucifer is not like, I already know what's happening. I just want to see what happens. He's like, what? My son's in trouble?
That is true. Like, why do you not know your son is making a deal with an angel?
It's like, why is God giving him better crack? Why are you just so lazy, Lucifer?
I'll blame both of them. In this universe, I'm the real one to anybody who's a devout Catholic or Christian.
Yeah.
Like in this universe, for some reason, God and Satan are very like, wow, that bird's really far away. And there's like other shit happening on the side that they're not looking at. I'm like, really?
He goes in and brings his son back to hell and burns off Gabriel's wings. And for a while, he's like, I finally have the soul I want, which is Constantine. No, he is selfless and gets a free pass to heaven, and he flips Satan off.
I'm sorry, that scene was just too funny for me. Like, you're at the gates of heaven, you've been accepted, the last thing you do is just, fuck you! But of course, Peter Stormare is like, nah.
Yeah.
This one's mine. I don't know what's their obsession with John Constantine.
I guess since he keeps sending demons back to hell, the demons are like, can we please have this one?
I guess so.
I guess.
But he does take, like, the cancer away.
Yeah.
If only it were that easy.
If only. Sure, make a deal with the devil to like, can you please put your arms in me so I can live again? Sure. Thankfully, Angela's fine. And then they try to be a couple, even though their chemistry doesn't really work in this one. And he chews gum. Oh, but before that, Gabriel's like, send me back to heaven. I know you want to take my life. And he's like, no. Punches Gabriel, and he's like, get used to pain, bitch. Something like that.
Yeah, and like Gabriel's like, hey, you could have shot me, but you didn't. That's a step. And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I know you like it, but like, this didn't do much favor for Keanu Reeves back in the day.
Nah.
Yeah, this and like other weird movies like Man of Tai Chi and 47 Ronin are like, wow, I hope you make a comeback. And then 2014 rolls around, you're like, god damn, it was pretty good. John Wick.
That's a good comeback.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people were like, John Wick, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh, he starts killing people. It's like Taken, but instead of his daughter, they kill his dog. What kind of plot is that? And then it becomes the biggest thing in action movie history.
Yeah, it is like a much more better action quadrilogy than The Expendables, to be honest.
Expendables or Matrix.
Yeah. Just a bit more sleeker too, but that's not about it. We'll talk about his other franchises soon enough. But yeah, what would you rate this one?
Damn, I hate you. Really do. Nah, I'll give this one a 6.5 because I did enjoy this movie. To a certain degree, I had fun. I watched it back in the day when I was like 6, so it's kind of like close to my heart. It's kind of like Jurassic Park 3. Like a lot of people hate it, but I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And seeing how John Constantine actually works, and it's kind of the same thing, where he does weird rituals that people don't understand, and it works, and you're like, how does he know all this shit? I will say, Keanu Reeves as John Constantine isn't my John Constantine. He's not funny. He's not witty. Rachel Weisz and his chemistry are non-existent. Shia LaBeouf is a forgettable character. Tilda Swinton was awesome, but she wasn't there for a lot. Yeah, a lot of people didn't really get the spotlight that they should have had.
Yeah.
Even Peter Stormare was here, but for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I give this a 4. Like, not just because it's so like this is like what Batman or not what Superman 3 or 4 is to the Superman franchise for me. Like that clearly isn't Superman. All right.
Yeah.
And like just the one dimensions of like Constantine and Rachel Weisz and the rest. You're like, they're awesome. Yeah, Tilda Swinton's awesome, and Peter Stormare is awesome as Satan. But like, they're so in the background. You're like, I only go back to watch scenes of them. Like yesterday when I watched this for this review, I was just watching this for the review, and the fact that like, I want time to go faster. Maybe this will help time to go faster because I'm waiting to graduate. That's about it.
Okay, and I was also like, because I'm on this like diet where I can only eat for a certain time.
Yeah.
And I watched this movie just to like blow the time, like make it pass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Unlike
This movie's long.
Unlike the last movie in our lineup, where I'm like thoroughly enjoying it. I'm like, damn, this thing that's all that man. You'll find out soon enough what that is. But yeah, this one at least you're like, it's a good. It's an interesting effort, but I prefer the CW one, honestly, and whatever HBO Max has in store. And if you're curious and if you like reading the source material, I just look at Hellblazer. There's like 50 volumes at this point, and you should be able to find it online or a physical copy, and it's pretty good. But yeah, that's been our video on Constantine. Yeah, surprisingly, both of us have such high energy for such a movie.
Really now? You had high energy?
Yeah, that's as high as it goes. It's not like Jurassic World Dominion where I'm like, the dinosaurs aren't even in the movie.
Dude, like the whole time I'm the one who's like, it's like, are you okay? Do you want to scrub this like episode? Like, just tell me we can scrub it if you don't want to continue.
No, I wanted to because it's like it's an effort. It's an effort, and like this is a new thing. It's based on comics. We don't even know how powerful comic book movies can be yet. So let's try something new, and just then redo it. Unlike the other movies of 2005, which were V for Vendetta and Batman Begins. Yeah.
Well, I would gladly disagree. This was an okay movie.
All right, that's fine. As you can see, we don't always agree, and that's fine. That's what movies are. They're subjective.
Yeah, like it's okay to have your own opinion, even though you're wrong.
God, you dick. Trying to end this on a happy note, but fine. This has been our video on Constantine. Want to see more of us in high hope or low spirits? Please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. If you want to see us react to trailers, we have a Facebook page at Facebook.com/Geeks and Degenerates. It's hard to say it for some reason nowadays. You're
talking too fast. It's fine. You can slow down a bit.
Yeah, we do trailer reactions there, and we stream video games and about our lives. If you want to hear us on the go, we have a Spotify podcast. And if you want to find us out, see the mask thing fucks me up because I'm like, it's a big chunk missing. But individual me, you can find me on ID and Twitter as always. How about you?
You know, though, the best thing that this show could do for Enzo was like structure, but once the pandemic has started to die down, this man loses all like foundation. Okay, but yeah, you can find me at JomGOM on Instagram. It is my art account. The links will be down in the description below.
Yeah, and that's all the time we have for this one at least. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.